இதை கிட்டத்தட்ட நான் ஒரு ஆண்டு காலமாக பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சியினுடைய தலைவர்கள்ட்ட சொல்கிறேன். 18 மாதங்களாக எனக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய கருத்து வேறுபாடுகளை மிக பொறுமையாக, வெளியில் கத்தி கூச்சல் போடாமல் மிக பொறுமையாக 18 மாதங்களாக எல்லா இடத்துலையும் சொல்லிக்கிட்டே வர்றேன்.
A resignation that was months in the making, and a political break that has already created major consequences for the BJP in Tamil Nadu. A former IPS officer and former BJP state chief K. Annamalai is now taking aim at the very party he once led in Tamil Nadu, questioning how decisions are made at the highest level. And his charge is blunt. The BJP has become increasingly Delhi-centric. But Annamalai's criticism doesn't stop at the BJP's decision-making. He's also questioning what he calls a Gujarat-centric model of Delhi development, arguing that major investments, technology projects, and sporting events should not remain concentrated in one state. So what really pushed K. Annamalai out? Annamalai says his differences with the BJP leadership had been building for months. According to him, he spent around 18 months trying to resolve those differences before eventually deciding to walk away. His central concern, he says, was the growing concentration of decision-making at the top, with state leaders needing greater autonomy to respond to local political realities. For Tamil Nadu, that argument carries particular weight. The state has long been dominated by powerful regional parties and leaders with strong grassroots networks. Annamalai had tried to position the BJP as a more aggressive political force here. But now, after leaving the party, he is attempting to build a political identity of his own. And that brings us to his biggest criticism of the BJP. According to Annamalai, a national party cannot function effectively if every major political decision is driven from Delhi. His argument is that state leaders must have the freedom to make decisions based on the realities on the ground. In Tamil Nadu, he believes this is particularly important because the BJP is operating a political environment very different from the Hindi heartland. For Annamalai, greater state-level autonomy is not simply an organizational issue. It is a question of political strategy, and he believes Tamil Nadu needs leadership that understands the state firsthand, rather than decisions being imposed from outside. But his criticism goes beyond the BJP's internal functioning. He has also taken aim at the developmental model he sees emerging from Gujarat. Annamalai says India's development cannot become what he describes as a Gujarat-centric model. His question is straightforward. Should the country's biggest investments, technology projects, and marquee events repeatedly be concentrated in one state? He pointed to artificial intelligence companies, semiconductor and wafer projects, the 2030 Commonwealth Games, the 2030 World Police, and fire games in India's proposed 2036 Olympic bid. Ahmedabad is central to India's Olympic proposal, while Gujarat has also emerged as a major destination for semiconductor investments. Annamalai's argument is not that Gujarat should not develop. His objection is to what he sees as an imbalance in the distribution of major national projects. His message is essentially this: India has many states, and development should reach all of them. The debate over Gujarat's growing investment footprint has already triggered political battles. One major flashpoint came in 2022 when the proposed Vedanta Foxconn semiconductor project, worth around 1.54 lakh crore rupees, was announced for Gujarat after Maharashtra had been in talks with the companies. The decision sparked a political controversy with questions over why Maharashtra lost the project and whether Gujarat had received an advantage. The Tata Airbus C295 aircraft manufacturing facility in Vadodara also became a part of a similar political debate. Meanwhile, Gujarat continued to strengthen its position in India's semiconductor push, with major projects involving companies including Tata Electronics, Micron, and CG Power. This is the backdrop against which Annamalai is making his argument. Is Gujarat attracting these projects because it has built the infrastructure and ecosystem to support them? Or is there a wider imbalance in where India's biggest investments are landing? Annamalai clearly believes the model needs to change, and his criticism extends from investments to sports. Gujarat's growing prominence is not limited to industry. Ahmedabad has also emerged as a major destination for marquee sports events. The city hosted the 2025 IPL final after the match was shifted from Kolkata due to weather concerns. Ahmedabad is also set to host the 2029 World Police and Fire Games and the 2030 Commonwealth Games. And for India's proposed bid to host the 2036 Olympics, Ahmedabad has been identified as the proposed host city. For Annamalai, this is part of the same larger pattern. His criticism is about concentration, whether one state is increasingly becoming the preferred destination for projects and events being pursued in the name of national development. And that takes his argument from economics to politics. Annamalai's political future now rests on what comes next. He has launched We the Leaders, positioning it as a grassroots political platform rooted in Tamil Nadu. And he has made it clear that his political ambitions remain centered on the state. According to Annamalai, Union Home Minister Amit Shah had offered him a national role in Delhi, but he says he declined because he wanted to continue working in Tamil Nadu. That decision fits directly into his larger argument. At a time when he is criticizing Delhi-centric politics, Annamalai says he chose Tamil Nadu over a national role. Now, he has to turn that decision into political momentum. And there is another player who could shape that equation. Actor turned politician and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, Vijay. Annamalai's comments on Vijay are significant because they come at a time when Tamil Nadu's political landscape is already undergoing a major realignment. Despite their different political positions, Annamalai has asked people to give Vijay time. He described Vijay's first 100 days in office as a fresh breath in Tamil Nadu politics and said the Chief Minister appeared serious about tackling corruption. But he also acknowledged the challenges facing the government. His message was simple: give Vijay at least 1 year. Allow the government time to implement its agenda before passing judgment. And most importantly, Annamalai said that as of now, Vijay has his support. That statement adds another layer to an already crowded political contest. The BJP is trying to expand its footprint. Vijay is building his own political space, and Annamalai is attempting to create an independent platform. So, Annamalai's exit from the BJP is no longer just about a resignation. It is now a larger political argument over power, autonomy, and development. Who gets to take the decisions, Delhi or the states? Should major investments in national events be concentrated in one state? And can Tamil Nadu's political future be shaped by leaders rooted in the state? Annamalai has made his position clear. He has walked away from the BJP. He has rejected a reported national role. He has launched We the Leaders, and he is now betting his political future on Tamil Nadu. But turning a personal political profile into a serious organization will be the real test. Because Tamil Nadu's political battlefield is already crowded. And Annamalai's next challenge is not simply to criticize the BJP. It is to convince voters that his new political alternative can actually challenge the established players.